So if you watched my episode on Mario Party 4, I made it pretty clear that 4 is my favorite game in the series, or at the very least tied for my favorite. Outside of the boards feeling basic, I've got nothing but good things to say about that game. So you can imagine how hyped I was when I was a kid to see what the next installment would look like, but man did I get burned. Yeah, unfortunately Mario Party 5 was the beginning of that trend where many people felt that the series was starting to go downhill. It marked the start of the yearly release where we would get a brand new entry every year for like the next 4 years until it finally burned out on 8. Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom, as there was some surprises during that period. Mario Party 5 ain't one of them. But let's just start at the beginning. Mario Party 5 plays virtually the same as what came before it. You play on one of 7 boards collecting coins and stars as you run around and explore for a set amount of turns. After each turn, all 4 players will play a minigame for a chance to win more coins, basic stuff. Well, that's where the similarities kind of end, because Mario Party 5 didn't do a lot to try and change things up, but there were a couple positives. There's absolutely no question the boards themselves are a major upgrade than what we got in 4. Back then, every board felt sterile. You just walked around these grids that were usually hoisted high above whatever scenery the game attempted to use to make them feel different. Now, while generic looking with the board minigames helping to keep each of them not feel samey, it got the job done, but there's absolutely no question that these boards are a much higher quality. This is what the board should have been like. Very organic, abstract in its pathways, very much like the first 3 games. So if I can compliment Mario Party 5 for anything, then I'll give them that. But with that being said, nothing really stood out in theming, as most of them just kind of blend together. Even the Token Bowser board didn't really stand out that much, but still a step above what 4 offered, even though I think the themes were a lot better. I also enjoy that they decided to add 3 more new playable characters, with Toad and Boo being great choices, and Koopa Kid, while being weird, kinda works in his own way. Bowser Jr. probably would have been more fitting, but hey, I'll take it. What I didn't want to take, though, was the fact that the game would cut Donkey Kong from the playable roster and essentially relegate him as good Bowser. I get why they decided to do this, and in and of itself, it's not a bad idea since there's a lot you can do with it, which they would. But why did it have to be Donkey Kong? I know it's just one character, but in any spin-off Mario game, DK adds so much needed variety to the character roster that you can't get from anyone else. Cause he's kinda like that special guest character to remind you that Mario branches off from this dude's game. You know what I mean? And here I was hoping Diddy Kong was gonna make his debut in this title back then. Oh damn, I would've lost money on that bet. But this is kind of the main issue with Mario Party 5. It feels like they stripped away more features than they added. For example, one of the main change-ups in 5 that becomes a key component of the board gameplay this time around is the introduction of capsules that replace traditional items. Now really, these are just items since you can hold on to 3 like you could in the previous 2 games, and to give the game credit, they did go all out with this new capsule concept. You have the green move event capsules that act like your traditional items, but now you have capsules that fall under a category that you can use on yourself, but you're more to throw them on spaces so that an opponent might land on one and receive a coin penalty. And to be really fair, I love the capsule concept. In Mario Party 6 and 7. Here though, Jesus Christ, what the hell were they thinking? First off, there's no longer any item shops, only these dispensers that'll randomly give you a capsule each time you pass one. If you want to use a capsule, you'll have to pay for it even though it's already in your possession. So first off, we lost item shops due to this system. Strike 1. So while I do enjoy the idea of throwing capsules and turning spaces into little events, some of these capsules are just previous elements that used to be the standard for previous games. The bank, dueling spaces, Chain Chomp acting as boost spaces to steal stars or coins, and even Chance Time have all been stripped away just in an attempt to make these capsules more important. Strike 2. And I don't know what crack the developers were on making this game, but who the hell thought it would be okay to let players use the yellow or red capsules on themselves that will usually hurt you, and only after you pay? What in the flying fuck is this shit? Like seriously, we all fell for it, wondering what it would do. Well, I'll pay these 5 coins to see what a Hammer Brother does when you use it on yourself. Maybe you can pick which character he'll attack. Nope, I just paid for the privilege of robbing myself. That's just, no, that's not good game design. And to strip away all these elements that were just original standard board spaces, that's another major reason why I probably don't remember anything about this game. It's pretty sad when the weird go-kart shooting mode, or this really odd board game mode that isn't actually the main board gameplay, is what I remember about this game more than the actual main gameplay. When stuff like that happens, you kinda did something wrong. But maybe the minigames were a highlight. And sure, there are some good ones here. Button Mashers, Coin Cash, Hotel Goomba, and Pushy Penguins were really good. But this game also houses some of the dumbest minigames in the entire series, like Mathletes and Sub-Marathon. Ugh. I'm sorry, but this one never did anything for me. It's not a horrible game, as if you like Mario Party, it does its job, but on a system that gave you 4 games to choose from, Mario Party 5 is easily the worst entry of the 4 in my opinion, and one of the weakest games in the series. And that includes spin-offs. If you got enjoyment out of this one, then great. I'm glad you're able to, since even with friends and family, it is salvageable. But as far as I'm concerned, this one was a major step back and I doubt I'll come back to it much. Definitely isn't worth the price it goes for nowadays, that's for damn sure.